Hey everybody, welcome back to the live stream cello lesson. It's been a while. I finally have some time this summer, so I figured that I would go over looking at the Elgar Cello Concerto in E minor. This was one of the more popular requests from the community here. So I think it's a good time to take a look at it now. So let's take a look at the first movement together today. Hey, hola, ¿qué tal? 감사합니다. Qué bien que regresaste. Qué gusto verlos. Yeah, we have a pretty good, exciting stream going on today. So, hopefully, you've heard this concerto before. It's one of the more popular cello repertoires, right? If you haven't looked, if you want to check out some of the recordings, I highly recommend watching the Jacqueline Dupre. That one is a fantastic version. I recently came across a different one by Sheku, the dude from England. There's the BBC Proms concert of his. That's also fantastic. I'll leave a link in the description of those two concerts. So, yeah, let's just take a look at the very opening statement. So, we have chords in the very beginning here. Not very difficult. We are in E minor, so we have one sharp, F sharp. So let's just start off with these chords here. So we're going to play open 1-1. And then this will be 1-1-2-4, like that. So it goes like this. And then here, let's go until there. Let's just figure out the notes, right? So the first chord is pretty simple. E and B. We just bar those two. And then the second chord is E minor. And all in the four string voicing. You can easily tune this G. And then from there you can tune rest of the notes. Try not to squeeze your thumb when you're playing the chords. And then the next one is open C and G, E with the first finger, D. So we're gonna play. That's a C major ninth chord. Which goes to, right? And then this chord here is a little bit gnarly, but it's okay. Not too bad. It's D sharp on the bottom, and then B, right? So that's going to be D sharp, and then B with the third finger. And then we're gonna slide over the third finger for that F sharp. Like that. So the top two notes will be open A and third finger, like that. So, and then for that second A here, we're gonna slide our second finger up to it. So you can tune with the open A there. And then we shift down to second finger here. 1, 4, 2, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2 on the fourth. Alright. So you may wonder what this chord is. It's going to be, so if we move the D sharp up an octave, we're going to get a B dominant, right? So B dominant. Try to get that F sharp not too flat. And then crossover, right? Up. And then we're going to shift all the way over to the C string. We're gonna go into the fourth position, right? Here, if you want to play with the fourth finger, that's fine. If you want to play with the third finger, whatever you feel comfortable doing your vibrato with on that string up high. Remember to have your elbow up, right? Try not to sag down like this. So try not to have this going on. Always keep your wrist flat, raise up, right? And then we're gonna slide down. So that's the opening statement, right? Keep this in mind. This opening statement is going to come about throughout this entire concerto. If you plan on playing the entire concerto, it's quite a big concerto. There's 4 movements, and it's not as straightforward as classical or other types of concerto. It's very, it's romantic, and the tempo varies a lot, right? So that's the fingering for our opening statement, the famous line of this concerto, right? So. Clarinet. You can see in the cue notes, right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on musically. So we start off with the E minor, and then we go into C major, and then go into B dominant back to E. That's what's going on harmonically. We also have here what it says nobilmente. Nobilmente is nobly, right? Español es la español noblamente. And yeah, so here we have to feel. You can't play this part like, meh, like kind of wishy-washy. You have to be confident and very powerful in your sound, right? The key to that, however, is not tensing up in your bow. So try to, if you, and also we have to play fortissimo and also hold out these chords, right? So something that's going to be important is the bow placement. So if you play closer to the fingerboard, you have to use a faster bow. So if you move towards the bridge, you're gonna feel a bit more resistance in the bow, and that's how you're going to get a bigger sound, right? You're going against a whole entire orchestra. So for concertos, it's very important to know how to play loudly, but also very relaxed. So that's one thing that's going to be, one thing I'm going to constantly remind you is try and relax, breathe. Don't tense up in your hands, right? In your bow hand nor the left hand. So, strong sounds. Also for bow crossing, string crossing, you don't necessarily have to lift up your elbow like that. In the case of the second chord, also pushing your arm forward is going to also force the bow to cross the string. Right? You can see that I'm not necessarily lifting it up that much, but I'm going forward with my bow. Same thing here. Same thing, push forward. Sforzando, hold and diminuendo. And the lowest point of the dynamic should be here in the beginning. Alright, so this first statement, work really hard on the bow sound production. I think left hand is pretty straightforward, not too difficult. Always vibrato. I'll write that down. Always vibrato. Alright, let's make a break here. And then we have second phrase coming here. Alright. So here, we're completely solo. We're absolutely by ourselves. So it does say piano, but you can play a little bit louder in order to balance the sound between you as a soloist and the accompaniment, right? So, we're gonna stay in third position here, or on the G string. Shift up up here. And then the next group, we're gonna go up to the D string. And then the next one, we're going to stay on the D string. And here we're going to go all the way up. One, two, 2, 3. All right. So let's take a look. First two is pretty straightforward. Second, we go over to the D string, D sharp, E, F sharp. Right, the D sharp comes over from that, right? And then here we go fourth position, shift up, C, D, D sharp, 1, 2, E sharp would be F natural, right? And then finally that last F sharp we're gonna play up here. And then orchestra comes in. All right, so that is the entirety of the beginning phrase. Let's go over the solo part once more. Try to play with the metronome first, right? Da dee da da dum ba ba ba. 1, 2, but we also have ad-lib here. Ad-lib means kind of take liberty. And really you should be following the phrase, right? That's like one phrase. That's like a different phrase, like a different sentence, right? And that's the final ending, right? But it kind of ends in a question, right? It doesn't feel like the phrase is ending quite yet. Let's just play through that very opening statement, and then we'll continue on. All right, so this is going to be the yellow phrase. Ready, and... 2, and... That's what the orchestra does. And then we come in with the solo. That's where the orchestra comes in at rehearsal 1. So let's continue on with the rehearsal 1. Well, let's skip it. We're going to skip the rehearsal 1. But it's the phrase starts there, right? Matter of fact, it's going to the orchestra is going to play the main phrase, and then hey Caro, hi, how's it going? Buenos dias. And from rehearsal number 2 is where we come in with the same melody, but the cello is going to play it, right? So let's quickly figure out our phrasing or fingering. So we're in tenor clef, right? Remember that for tenor clef, this is going to be our middle C. Gonna be the same as that C, right? Just keep that in mind. So this first note, we're going to be on F sharp, 2, 1, 2. So F sharp, A, B, no, 1. So let's ignore the bow slurs for now. Let's just play the notes, right? So F sharp, G, F sharp, A. You can find that A with the harmonic. B, A, and then C or G is going to be whole step down from A, right? So, right? And then here we're gonna shift down to third finger, 1, 1. We're gonna shift up to 1, 4, 3. Let's just do that first 2 measures. So G, E, D, shift back up to E like that, and then cross over to the D string for that C and B, like that. And then we're gonna land same finger, like that. 1, 3, 1. Same fingering pattern, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So here we're on the D string, right? A, B, A. For that C, we're gonna go to our second finger, D, B. And then here, shift down to first position. Right? Or you can 2 and then 1. Either way is fine, as long as you shift smoothly, right? Right? All right. and down. I think I like the 2-1 better. So you have an option. But regardless, we're going to come over to the C sharp with the third position and a half. So here. Right, your second finger is going to be the D. Go up. F sharp. Extension for that D. Right? D with the first finger. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1. All right. So this last two would be this. Shift up, F sharp, D, shift down, first position and a half, A sharp, shift up to second position, and then you're right there for the G and F sharp. Tune with the open string. So that's our main phrase, right? So that's that phrase. Keep in mind that phrase for the first movement. It's gonna come back a lot of times, or you're gonna think it comes back a lot of times. In reality, not so much. But let's take a look at it entirely. From rehearsal 2 to number 3, right? Until there. All right. So for bowing, for now, I'm just gonna group them in per beat. We are in 9/8, right? Meaning each beat is going to be 3 eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. 1 and 2 and 3, and that's basically how it's gonna be played out. So I'm just gonna bow per beat for now, and let's just hear how the phrase goes, right? 3 and oh no. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Are we back? I think we're back. Can people still hear me? Let me double check. Yes, the stream's still good, I believe. All right. Thanks for letting me know. So bowing is going to be a little bit difficult, but remember to so the trick to making this sound good is what I said before, right? So closer to the fingerboard is going to be faster bow, and closer to the bridge is going to be a slower bow. So since the bar phrasing is not equal, so it's 2 and 1, right? And then for that third beat, we have to recover all that we used in 1 beat instead of 2. So you're kind of moving down and then up, down and up, down and up with the bow. So the whole point of that is that the sound of the phrase is equal throughout. So so try not to do this. Right? So don't make the third beat louder than the rest, right? So that's gonna be one of the big challenges of that bowing. I've seen people do just all bow the entire bar altogether. That's another option. You don't necessarily have to follow what I'm doing. Whatever sounds the best and whatever you feel the most comfortable with, that's the bowing that you should take. And as long as it fits the phrasing, right? So let's move on to number 3. So this is quite a big phrase, but so from 3 to 4 is kind of like a transitional phrase, I guess, right? So, and then we go to the D string entirely. One, 4, 4. Crossover, 2, 3, 3. Okay, so pretty simple. Shift down, 4, 3, and we go down to the G string, and then this is basically when the orchestra has something going on, and we're going to be kind of supporting that. And then at rehearsal 4, we're going to return with the phrase, and this is like the really, really famous part, right? So from number 3 to 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2. Expresivo. And 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. right, let's go over that part. So number 4 is like the epic part, right? We're not quite at the climax yet here, but it is probably one of the more thank you. One of the more important phrases, right? You know what? Let's turn number 4 into a different color. Since we're gonna, let's do green, purple. Let's do purple. So number 4, rehearsal 4. So purple or light blue and purple phrase are together, but number 4 would be like the actual intense part, right? So fingering wise, it's going to be the same as the beginning phrase, right? One, 3, 1, right? We're gonna. Number 4, yes, number 4 is starting on the because we are still in the so it switches to tenor clef here, right? So the tenor clef. Sorry, I just read through that, right? Remember that here we switch to the tenor clef, so this becomes an A, and this becomes a B. So this entire section is on the A string, right? So we start on A, E. And that's gonna be C natural. And then we switch to, let's mark that. And then here we switch to treble clef. Why is my internet not good? Alright, sorry about that. Seems like my internet's kind of freaking out. Sorry if I'm dropping out in sound and things like that. I promise I'll edit it afterwards. So, from here, we're gonna shift up. This is, your first finger is gonna be on the A string. Shift down, and then same thing. So that B, we're gonna keep on coming back to that B, right? So be really comfortable with that position. Because there's a lot of shifting in this piece. So just be aware of being really in tune. And let's talk about this gigantic scale. Alright, so this gigantic scale, I already wrote it down here. This, right? So if we take a listen, starting from the bottom, right? B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, D, A, B, C sharp, E. So it kind of sounds like it should end there, right? So let's just go back down from there. gonna be playing an E minor scale. Right? So if you know your E melodic minor scale, we're gonna play a minor. We're gonna start off playing the minor scale, and then for the 6th, 7th note, we're gonna play the major scale, right? So that's the sound that we're looking for. Let's quickly go over the fingering. And this looks harder than it is. Well, it'll be hard if you haven't practiced your scales. But if you've practiced your scales, and I have videos about the 2-octave major scales, if you know your 2 octaves, the 3rd octave in this scale is not going to be too difficult. It's the same fingering pattern, you're just going super high up. I'll give you some tips right now. So really, you're looking for like this. Oh, let's do this. So like that. So, and then you shift down 4th position. We're gonna start. Shift to open. A. Whole step up. That E is also going to be a harmonic. So you can kind of remember by shape. Whole step, and then minor. And then the next octave, the 3rd octave, starting here. First finger on the F sharp. Here, your finger is going to be pretty much smashed together, so that's why it's going to be difficult. F sharp, G, A, which is also going to be harmonic if you have a hard time finding it. B, C sharp, D sharp, E. So here, we're going up very, very up high, right? One key thing to feel is just be comfortable on it. It helps to have your thumb up here, right? Instead of on the side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, how would you practice that? How do you get good at that part? Really, you have to, your hand positions, how fast your positions are going up is going to be the important aspect, right? So, the places that you're shifting. What I mean by that is, for example, that A, so that E to A, we need, you gotta feel comfortable shifting that distance. Because even though the note is moving only whole step, your entire hand is actually moving down up until that, right? So one really important exercise you need to do would be just shift, just play through the scale, but only where you're shifting your first finger, right? So E, A, C, sure. Right, like that. if you're very sure about the where your first fingers are shifting to, rest of the notes are going to fall in line with the pattern of whole step or half step and things like that, right? So practice the shifting points, right? So the last octave, the third octave, F sharp, A. So just practice shifting in between. And then shifting from A to C sharp. Because everything in between is just, it's gonna switch between whole step and half step and things like that. So really the points where you're shifting is going to be very important. If you practice that, and if you can shift into those positions with accuracy and speed, the scale is going to be no problem. But practice it slowly, right? Up and down. I would practice coming back down as well. Same notes though. So, E minor melodic, practice that scale slowly, and then you can add rhythm to it, right? Dot, dot, dot. So you can do... let's start from just the second beat, right? Right, you can add variations of rhythm to it, right? Sorry. And then combination. Right. So practice those things, the points of shifting with the first finger, where your first fingers are shifting, and then practice the run with the rhythmic variations, and that's gonna help you with getting the runs and things like that down. All right, so that's how you play number 4. Let's see. Let's quickly play through it, and then we'll move on. All right, so let's play from rehearsal number 2, the light blue phrase, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and Alright, so that's gonna be the phrase. And then there the orchestra comes in. Right? So tuning is very important here. Always vibrato. Bow control is very important in this concerto, entire concerto. Take all those into mind. Practice slowly. I know I make it look somewhat easy, but remember that it took me 20 years to get to this level, right? So practice it slowly. Be patient. Be nice to yourself. You're gonna get it eventually. Just take your time, right? Really, it's all about being comfortable with all of these different techniques, right? So let's move on to the next page. So the next page, I would say the purple phrase actually ends here. So where we ended at 5, that's gonna be where the orchestra comes in briefly. Bum, bum. And then we go into rehearsal 6. Same finger. So that's really where the bulk of the concerto is. I would say that's the entirety of the exposition part. From rehearsal number 7 is where the development happens. Let's see. No, there's a pitch right before 7, right here. I'm trying to think whether I should keep on going or end it right now or take a break. I think we can get through this concerto today. The movement, at least. All right, let's keep on going to our second phrase, or our development section now. which is going to start from number 7. So from here, we're going to go into a whole entire different theme here, and it's going to be that's going to be the main theme, right? Right, that rhythm also is going to be very prominent. All right, so if we start from number 3, we stay in the tenor clef, and here we're just accompanying the orchestra. Here. Here, we go to here. So, for that B, we go to the D string. And then A sharp, G, like that. It kind of dies down, right? Da da dee da 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 dee dum dum da 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 4 and 1 then 2 3. So number 8, rehearsal number 8. Is basically going to be, we're going to start modulating here, right? So you can see that we have a key change here. And we're going to be we're still in the bass clef, so G sharp, A, and then we're switching to tenor clef, C sharp, F sharp, 3 3 3 1. So down bow, up, down, and then here we're gonna go to 3rd finger on the D sharp, C sharp, 1. B is going to be right there, right there. A sharp, G sharp, 2 3, E, D sharp, and then that is a F double sharp. When you see an X like that by the note where the sharp should be, so number 9 is going to be another instance of that da dee da 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 da, right? So, and then here, and then we just have different instances of that phrase, right? So just keep that in mind. So number 9, we're gonna, the bowing slightly changes. So da dee da, E, A, 3 1 da dum. 1441. All right. And that will be so the green section will end it there because from rehearsal 10 we go into a different thing. So from number 10, we have a different thing going. So, I'm going to mark 1 before 10 where the orange phrase starts, right? So, here, so really the entirety of the green phrase, you can think of it as we're modulating, and so that's our introduction of that phrasing, that motif, right? And then from 8 we start modulating with that. Number 9 is a different modulation. And we're modulating to this one right here. F sharp. And then go up. B, we're going to be in regular thumb position here. And then number 10, it looks hard, but don't worry. C sharp, A is going to be harmonic. So C sharp, you can find it by finding the harmonic A. Up bow 4 harmonic, E, D, F sharp, harmonic A. So that scale looks scary, but don't be scared. All right, so here, same thing as before, right? Same thing as that giant scale before. Practice where the first note, first finger shifts are happening. So if you can play. If you can play just the first finger shifts for that, you're gonna be fine for the rest of the fingering, right? So the 10, so first time we play C sharp, second time C natural. And here we're gonna do our favorite, our thumb position. So harmonic C natural is gonna be just a major sixth down, and then for this arpeggio, we're just gonna shift down half step with the thumb, and then it's just a major arpeggio. And then one for that D sharp, you just go up here. For that, that last bit, you can just tune it, right? B, C sharp, F sharp, G. So that arpeggio, it looks scary, but it really isn't. It's just, if you know your thumb position arpeggio, it's just that. And then you shift up. D sharp, F sharp, right? D sharp to F sharp. It's just a minor third. So, really not too difficult if you actually sit down and think about well, if you think individually, the notes individually, it kind of becomes difficult, right? But if you take into consideration what those notes are forming, like in this case, we're doing a B major, right? B major arpeggio. So if you know that, you kind of, if you know the techniques that I use, and if you follow the scale routine that I'm teaching, these things become very logical, right? So G, and then we're gonna shift down half step, F sharp. And then from that F sharp to D is going to be a major third, right? Whole step, whole step. D with first finger, and then we're gonna shift down all the way. F, E, G sharp. E, G sharp is major third. Right? We're playing E major arpeggio here. C. Shift down. So that is going to be our phrase. For number 10. The orange phrase, keep in mind of the orange phrase, right? We're going to come back to it actually. So sorry. Alright, so if we take a look at 1 before 10, we have that. Let's play it slowly. Da da di dum da ga da ga da ga da ga da ga. So that'll be our 16th notes, right? Sorry. 1, 2, and 2, 3, 2, 3, half step. 2 and 2, 3, 2 and 2, 3, 1, 2. So that from the high G, we're gonna do a very large ritardando and allargando. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna break the tempo. We're gonna bring it back a lot, right? So that's you're going to probably be cueing the pianist or the conductor, right? So. And from measure 11, we are accompanying once again the orchestra. Orchestra da dee da dee da dee, right? So 11 dun ding dun 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 dun. Right? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 Rhythmically, that's a little bit tricky, right? So da dee da 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 dee. That's how you fit in with the melody, right? So basically, you're following the melody, right? And then B. D sharp. D sharp's going to be fourth down from that G sharp. And then 2, 2, 3. That G sharp is right there. Right? And then we. And then 1 before 12, we have the same thing once again as 10, except we have slightly fancier fills, right? So 11 really is just we're accompanying the orchestra. Dun 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 dun. We come in now. And then here, D, F sharp, and then B, A, harmonic, C, same scale as before, same thing. Here, so I do that fingering, right? Thumb on the A. One, thumb, one, whole step major third, and then shift up to 2. So that's one fingering that you can do. Or another one would be 1, 2. 1, 2. Right, so the benefit of the bottom fingering is the last 3 note is the same as the one before, right? 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 The benefit of the thumb position is that it's on one string. And I don't know. You have, I feel like I'm more stable with that fingering. But if you're gonna do the fingering that's not using the thumb position, make sure you're doing the shifts between the first finger, right? So just keep that in mind. I like to do the thumb position because this shape, I'm already familiar with that. And I can shift up to that second finger quite easily. So, really up to you there. And the phrase, the orange phrase actually ends there. So same thing. Same thing. So basically number 10 and number 12 is kind of like a sister phrase. We actually pretty much do the same thing, except rehearsal 12 is a little bit more elaborate, right? So just keep that in mind. It looks a bit tricky, but it really isn't. So from I think we're good with the orange phrase. For time's sake, let's keep on going. If you have any questions about this part, you can always drop a comment. I'll be sure to answer your questions. So for now, that's going to be the orange phrase. And let's go look at the next section, which is 13. So and then 13, we actually go back to the phrase of the green section. Right? So I'm going to place green here. So and then this phrase, we played it before. And then here, ba-dam, that grace note, I play that with a thumb, then 3, then 2, 1, and then rest is the same. So right? And here it's very dramatic with the orchestra. It's kind of like a big old gasp. And then we go back to the beginning phrase. So here, really the difficult part about here is that grace note, the ba-dam. And that A sharp to F sharp is just a major third. And then and 14, as I said before, is going to be our main theme of this concerto, which is going to be our light blue, right? So, same fingering. So, same exact thing as before. Well, not exactly the same, but pretty much the same. Really, the only difference is from 15. I just slur all of these. Like that. So, da-dee. Shift to 2. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Let's go to 2, since we can easily find it with our first finger harmonic. Extension 2, 3, regular 2, 2, 1. So. Yeah, well, you can watch when you wake up. Thanks for tuning in, though. I appreciate it. So here, we're gonna do minor third extension with the second finger, right? And here it's pretty straightforward. First finger shift to G. And then that big old scale is the exact same scale as the one before, right? Right? So, I'm not going to go over too many things here. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's take a look at this very last section, which is like kind of like the very ending of this concerto. So let's see. The orchestra is going to take over once again. Da dee da dee da dee da da 2, 3, 1, 2, and that's when we enter, right? So that's C natural, pretty easy to find. First finger on harmonic and minor third up is our C. So da dee da dee. Sorry, 1, 2, E, 3, 1. Harmonic. flat shift E to E. Don't freak out too much. You have plenty of time, and you can be dramatic, right? It's romantic. You can slide. Maybe not like that. And then A sharp, B, G, D sharp. So we're gonna go back into the main phrase, right? So two, and stay in pizzicato this time. All right. So that's gonna be the entirety of Elgar, right? From 13, it's basically we're going back through all of the phrases that we went through. It's gonna be the same fingerings. We went through all the fingerings for all the different patterns, motifs that occur, right? Let's see. So one of the big things that's difficult about this concerto is being relaxed and maintaining big sound, right? And also doing vibrato, constant vibrato. So try and experiment with the bow placement and sustaining the sound through where where your bow is. If you're closer to the fingerboard, you're going to use more bow, faster bow, right? If you're closer to the bridge, you're going to feel a bit more resistance in the bow, a bit more friction, right? So use that to your advantage in saving bows and things like that. Let's see. Let's play through the whole thing now. So first movement, I will kind of be shouting things maybe. Don't mind me yelling. And let's go through the whole entire first movement and see how it sounds like. All right. So you're gonna cue the orchestra in. Next one too. Oh, sorry. Sustain. Still loud. Calm down. This is going to be the lowest point. 2. Solo. dee da dee da. The orchestra is playing the main. Da da dee da dee da 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 dum. Dim bum dim dum ba dee da dee da dee da dee da da ba dee 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 da da dee dee da da. Sorry. Modulation. Dum be dee da dee 3 and 9. Body, body, da dee dee da. da da da. 2. All right. So that's how it sounds. I tried to sing the orchestra parts to the best of my ability. There are a couple of spots iffy, right? But I hope this playthrough, and I hope all the fingering and my guide helped you. And this is a really great piece. This is probably a great introduction into romantic concerto, and it's a different type of chamber music. It's a great competition piece, great recital piece. So if you're up to the challenge, try and take a look at this concerto, and it should be fun. As for next lesson, I believe, so my plan is to go through the Bach number 3, Brahms, E minor, cello sonata, and then the Elgar, right? I think I'm gonna go through the Allemande of Bach next. So we're keep on rotating with the different repertoire. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope this class helped in learning the fingerings, learning all the different techniques that require playing this piece. And yeah, if this helped, stick around. I'm going to be doing more classes, more videos on different techniques and things like that, right? So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Happy practicing. Bye.